Hey everybody, welcome back again to another Dragon Ball unboxing. Today we have two very special figures that I've been waiting for. They are the Matchmakers Gogeta and Broly. So let's open them up and see what we think about them. Alright, so I actually forgot to show off the boxes, so let's take a look at both of the boxes before we actually open these up. Here's the front of the box, here's one side of the box, here's the back of the box, here's the other side of the box, here's the bottom of the box, here's the top of the box, and right down there in both of the corners is the Toei animation sticker, letting you know that they are real figures and not bootlegs. So now let's finish up opening these and get started on the review. Alright, so Gogeta comes in 2 pieces, while Broly comes in 3 pieces. Gogeta, you have his head, and you have his body. And Gogeta also comes with a base and a stand. Broly has his head, his upper body, his legs, and Broly comes with a base and 2 pieces to his stand. So now let's put them together and start with the actual review of each figure. Alright, so here they are put together. First impressions already, I really like them. So let's break down Gogeta first. So the pose that they chose for Gogeta is pretty sick. He's obviously throwing out his Soul Punisher attack. The proportions of his body are kind of different than most of the movie Gogetas that have come out recently. I feel like he's a little lankier than most of them, but that's okay. I still think he looks very good in proportion to his anime counterpart. I have to say that the paint application has been done really well. Doesn't look like there's been any mishaps. Oh, I spoke too soon. Right on the back of his left arm, on the sleeve of his jacket, looks like there's a little bit of mispainting. But other than that, it's not a big deal because that's behind him, which I'm obviously going to have this figure face forwards, most likely. The mold of his hair is really well done, probably one of the better ones that I've seen. I like the color as well. It's not as yellow as most Super Saiyan Gogetas. It has kind of this like hint of faded yellow. Still looks pretty cool. Likeness is done really well, looks just like his face in the anime. I like the color that they went for his eyes. Doesn't look like it's just slapped or painted on. He has very anime-like eyes. Like it looks like they drew on his eyes, so it looks like an actual anime or manga face. The shading around his torso and his arms is pretty cool, just to contrast with the lights that are probably happening as he's throwing it out. Good level of detail around his face, around his muscles, and his hands. There's even a lot of detail on the jacket and the wristbands themselves. Interesting shade of blue for his belt and I don't know what it is, socks? I guess you could call them socks. They're usually like a darker or royal blue. This is kind of like an aqua or a greenish blue. Looks good for the figure, it's just a little bit different. Matches with his eyes though. And his pants are a lot whiter than typical Gogeta figures. There's like a small bit of shading around them, but it's a lot whiter than most of them. Overall, really happy with the way he came out. Alright, so let's move on to Broly. He looks sick. This is a position that it looks like they're doing a lot with Broly figures. It's when he's like lunging out and flying towards Goku and Vegeta. It looks pretty cool to me. They actually put a little bit of work on the paint application. It really pops out. His hair is done very similarly to Gogeta, but true to the character, obviously, great position, Good level of support from the figure stand, so he doesn't bounce around a lot while he's on the stand. He's pretty solid. His face obviously is wonderfully crafted. He looks just like Broly. The scar on his face, his eyes, the expression that they picked looks really good. He's obviously a lot bigger than Gogeta. Maybe that's why they made Gogeta a little bit lankier, just to make Broly's overall size look more menacing. Doesn't look like there's been any misuse of paint on him. His hair was molded perfectly. There's a good level of detail on his wristbands and on his armor. Not as much shading, it seems, as Gogeta. There's a little bit on his breastplate where it goes from dark to light as it moves up. But there's shading on his skin. It goes from dark to light as it moves up as well. Looks like they didn't have to put as much detail for shading on him. Or it's maybe just an artistic choice. It's a little bit of shading on his belt for his Baw's ear, but I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so let's do a couple of size comparisons, starting with Gogeta. We'll use the Matchmaker's Gogeta contrasted with the Dragon Ball Legends Gogeta. And here he is next to the Battle of Soldiers Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta from the movie. Here's Broly next to the Battle Retsuden Super Saiyan Broly that I showed off a couple of weeks ago. And here he is next to the Battle of Soldiers Rage Form Broly. Alright, so overall, I have to say I'm really happy with the way both of these came out. Definitely some of my favorite Gogeta and Broly figures. A lot of them have been given a lot of care and craft into them. So I'm going to say that these are some of the better looking ones that I've seen in a while. Really happy that I got them. They're very inexpensive. Banpresto figures usually are, and definitely worth the price. Let me know what you guys think. If you have these figures, comment below about how you feel about them. If you plan on getting them, I'll leave a link in the description below of where I bought them, which was BigBadToyStore.com. There's many different places that you can find them. But again, thanks for watching. Like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe if you want to see more Dragon Ball unboxings. Have a great day.